19 major AI models launched in the last 30 days, and nobody's talking about what that actually means. Not 19 startups. 19 models from Google, OpenAI, Meta, Anthropic, xAI, and a dozen others all racing to ship something, anything, before their competitors do. And that frantic pace isn't a sign of healthy competition. It's a sign of panic. Let me explain what's really happening behind the scenes, because the story the industry tells you and the story the release dates tell you are completely different. First, the surface-level stuff. Yeah, more AI models are good, right? More options, more innovation, faster progress. That's what we're supposed to think. And there's some truth to it. But when you zoom out and look at the actual pattern, something darker emerges. Every single major lab is terrified they're about to become irrelevant. Here's the thing about AI right now. The capabilities are plateauing. I know that sounds wild because we just got GPT-4o and Claude 3.5 and Gemini 2.0, and they all feel incredible. But if you actually look at the benchmark improvements month to month, they're getting smaller. The jumps between models used to be massive. Now they're incremental. We're hitting diminishing returns on the same training approach, and everyone in the industry knows it. So what do you do when you can't make a bigger leap? You ship faster. You release more variants. You create the illusion of progress by flooding the market with options, specialized models, fine-tuned versions, open-source alternatives, enterprise editions. It's not that you've solved the hard problem. It's that you're hoping nobody notices you haven't. Take OpenAI. They've been the undisputed leader for 2 years. GPT-4 came out in March 2023, and it was so far ahead that nobody could touch it. But GPT-4o in May 2024 wasn't that much better. And then GPT-4 Turbo came out. And then mini variants. And then specialized tools. Each release gets smaller and more niche. That's not confidence. That's someone trying to stay visible in a market where their actual lead is shrinking. Google is doing the same thing. Gemini dropped in December 2023 as this huge moment, supposed to rival or beat GPT-4. It didn't. So what did they do? Gemini 1.5, Gemini 2.0, Gemini 2.0 Flash, Gemini for different use cases, Gemini integrated into every Google product. They're not waiting for a breakthrough. They're shipping constantly, so you keep thinking they're winning. And the open source labs? Meta's Llama 3, Mistral's latest, the Hugging Face ecosystem. They're all racing to release because if they don't ship now, they disappear from the conversation. The attention economy in AI is brutal. You're either in the headlines or you're dead. But here's where the panic really shows. The money is starting to dry up. Venture capital threw hundreds of billions at AI companies in 2023 and early 2024. But investors are asking hard questions now. Where's the moat? Where's the defensible business model? Why should I believe your model is going to be worth anything if you're competing against OpenAI and Google, who have infinite resources? So labs are releasing more to show momentum. Momentum attracts funding. Funding keeps you alive long enough to figure out the actual problem, which is nobody's built a sustainable, profitable AI business yet except maybe OpenAI. And even OpenAI is burning insane amounts of money on compute. Here's another angle that nobody mentions. The release pace is also a sign that these models aren't actually that different from each other anymore. If GPT-4, Claude 3.5, Gemini 2.0, and Llama 3 were truly revolutionary different from each other, you'd hear about specific breakthrough capabilities. Instead, what you hear is it's slightly better at reasoning, or it's faster, or it's cheaper. Those are marginal improvements, not breakthroughs. Marginal improvements is what you ship when you're not sure how to make real breakthroughs. The industry is also releasing more because the actual hard problems haven't moved. We still don't have reliable reasoning at scale. We still don't have real-time learning. We still don't have models that don't hallucinate. We still don't have efficient inference. These are the things that would actually change everything. But they're hard. So instead of solving them, the industry is shipping variants of the same underlying architecture and hoping one sticks. There's also a defensive reason. Every lab is terrified of being the one that gets leapfrogged by a competitor they didn't see coming. So they ship early, ship often, ship variants. If you're everywhere at once, it's harder for someone to steal your thunder. But it also means you're spreading your engineering resources thinner. You're not going deep on any one problem. You're going wide and shallow. which is the opposite of what you'd do if you actually had a clear path forward. And let's talk about what this means for users and the actual AI ecosystem. 19 models in 30 days means decision paralysis. It means nobody can keep up with what's actually new versus what's just marketing. It means the signal-to-noise ratio is terrible. It means small companies are getting crushed because they can't compete with the release velocity of the labs. It means you have no idea which model is actually the best for your use case, because they're all claiming to be the best, and the differences are invisible to anyone who isn't a researcher. This pace is unsustainable. It's a warning sign. In healthy markets, competition leads to fewer, better products. In panicked markets, competition leads to more, noisier products. You're watching a panic response in real time. So what happens next? Either one of these labs figures out the actual next breakthrough, real reasoning, real efficiency, real reliability, and pulls ahead again, or the industry consolidates. The small labs get absorbed. The venture-backed startups become acqui-hires. The open-source models become a commodity layer. And we're left with a few mega labs shipping incremental improvements forever. Or, and this is the wild card, someone completely outside the current race figures it out first. A well-funded team with a different approach. A breakthrough from academia that nobody saw coming. A different architecture entirely. That's what would actually break the panic cycle. But right now, in this moment, what you're seeing with 19 models in 30 days is the sound of an industry that knows it's running out of runway on the current playbook. They're not racing forward. They're racing against the clock. If you want to actually understand what's happening in AI beyond the hype and the release announcements, subscribe. I break down these patterns every few days, and I promise you'll stop being confused by the noise.